Awesome. So, Trey, you actually brought up this conversation. We're going to roll into a more fun, unique topic, more of like an opinion-based item on what if you took two players on the Disc Golf Pro Tour and you combined them entirely. They really combined their strengths from both
Correct.
sides and created one super player. And Trey, you're the one that brought this up, and I want to ask off the bat if there are two, you could. Did you say? Oh yeah, we have a list of. I think we've got 5 sets that we think are key and worth talking about. Who is the first grouping that you would make of two players to make one super player on the Disc Golf Pro Tour?
Yeah, and just to preface this thought, there was a video that Isaac Robinson put out on Instagram of him throwing this like absolute bomb of a forehand. And if you've been around disc golf, this dude's a 2-time major champ now, and the dude did it without a forehand. And to
Right.
see him throw this bomb of a forehand, I was like, he's changing the game. Like he has gone off in the offseason and added to his major repertoire,
Right.
major level repertoire. And so it just made me think like what players are like, a skill or two away from being on Isaac's level. And I
Yeah.
was trying to build these super players. And so the first one that came to mind, probably the most obvious, is one of the best forehand players combined with one of the best backhand players. We talked about him earlier. Chandler Kramer's forehand with James Conrad's backhand.
Yeah.
That's, that's an unstoppable player. He can
I
throw
mean, Kramer
every
is
shot.
insane with that forehand. He goes absolutely crazy, and he really is the opposite of Conrad in that world, as he almost exclusively throws the forehand. Does he ever throw the backhand? I know he's said that he has a backhand.
I
Have
have
we
never
seen
seen
it?
it, and I don't think I've ever seen it on coverage. I have seen Conrad throw the forehand, but
Right.
it is very it is a limited basis as needed. There's nothing else available. And I'm sure, I guess we probably haven't seen Kramer in a lot of those scenarios. So I'm sure in like the right scenario, he will just pitch out a backhand,
Yeah.
as if Conrad would pitch out a forehand. But if you combine their skills, that's a major champion right there
That would
immediately.
be insane. The next one we had on this list, and really shout out to Trey because he made most of this list. We discussed some of them prior, but one that is on here, and I really liked it, is Emerson Keith's technique. And we'll refer to really like he is the king when it comes to pound for pound distance. Just insane that somebody
Absolutely.
of his stature can throw as far as he does. And now mix that with Ezra Aderhold's size and absolute explosiveness. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
Yeah. Yeah, the pound for pound, let's just give Emerson Keith Ezra's body. And I was
Yeah.
like, that dude's throwing 800 feet. Let's be
It would
real.
it would be nuts. Like he would definitely give David Wiggins Jr. a run for his money on the world distance record.
Oh my goodness. Speaking of Wiggins, so one of my other ones that we came up with, the dude throws far. Let's be real.
Yeah.
But and he's electric watching him throw far. So I wanted to pair him with who I think is the most electric putter. Maybe not the best putter, but the most. This guy's had the most highlight putts that I've ever seen, if I'm going to be honest. And it's Matt
Hmm.
Bell. Matt Bell doesn't get enough love.
Yes.
That dude is a killer on the green. So many, I've seen him make multiple 100-foot putts. I actually saw one happen at USDGC in 2022. I was watching a different card, and you see in the background him just draining a putt from outside circle two, and he does it often. You
And
combine
Matt
those
Bell is
two,
like he's been around the sport for a long time,
he
and
has.
he is the 2016 putting world champion, which does not surprise me at all.
No, not at all. No, not at all. And I just think that's like maybe not the best player, but the most electric player out of this list, in my opinion.
Yeah. The next one I want to talk about is somebody who is really good at messing up and somebody who's really good at putting. And we've got Aaron Gossage, who is absolutely insane at the drive. He has an insane forehand. He has a great backhand, huge distance all around, really consistent for the most part. And then Andrew Marweed on the putting. And we know that Andrew Marweed is an absolute OG at putting. Unreal.
Um,
Absolutely takes it
those
down.
He is a big fan of those steady BLs, man. He is one of the OGs at DGA as well, and he's done a
Hmm.
fantastic job with them. Has had some struggles off the tee, but absolutely zero struggles from the green. And we can say the opposite about Goose. We know
Oh,
Goose's
yeah.
game. Hyzer forehand, Hyzer
Just
backhand, just 450 feet with ease on both shots. And then he gets to the
throwing a
green, and
donk that it's just, oh,
it's
I want
stressful.
him to win so bad.
And he's so close. I think he probably has a really good shot at doing it this year. But
I think so.
if you give him Marweed's putting, I mean, it'd be hard to pick against him ever.
Oh, yeah. That would be a tough one overall. So I agree with you entirely.
And now this last player is completely unstoppable. We
This
take
this might honestly be the best player of all time,
this
if
would
we're
be
gonna
the
get it.
goat. This would 100,000% be the goat. So we take who I would say is the most talented disc golfer in the game, just bar none, most athletically gifted, most talented at throwing the disc, Anthony Barella, right?
Hmm.
I mean, the dude put himself in position to win so many times, but at the end, it didn't finish. Who finishes? Who has that clutch factor? Like nobody else in the sport.
And that person is the Paul
Paul
McBeth, the
McBeth.
absolute finisher of finishers, the absolute terror when it comes to just chasing somebody down. We talk about that 2022 World Championship where it's Paul McBeth chasing down Aaron Gossage. Oh my. That is like, I mean, Paul's done it enough times. He's had his 18 under round. Was it at Toboggan that he had the 18 under round that's like constantly replayed? He's a killer. Like he goes absolutely insane. And Anthony Barella is probably the best player on tour without a tour win, I would say.
It's close between him and Proctor for sure, but yeah,
Definitely.
I think I mean, that's just a game breaker for well, I mean, it from a beast. I like that. But
Absolute insane.
absolutely insane. But let us know in the comments what two players you would combine to make a super player like this. And don't
Yeah.
just say, "Oh, I'm going to combine Calvin Heiberg and Ricky Wysocki." That's
Yeah. It's
obvious.
like we're
Let's have
not
some.
looking for two people that are really good at all parts of their game. We're looking for somebody who lacks something in their game and another person who has the thing that would complement that by a wide margin. Like you're spot on. I don't want Calvin and Eagle mixed together. We know that player would be good, but like would those two people mixed together have enough like compliments on each other to make this like massive difference in one of the players' games? I
Not
don't know.
really. But
So
this is just a fun
I
little thing that I thought about from watching Isaac kind of break his game. And so I just wanted to share that with you guys and share this
yeah,
fun.